This thing that Donald Trump has ever done. And it still involves separating a parent from their child. So why am I so interested in presidents? That's a question that probably you, my therapist, and a lot of people on Tinder have asked. I'm not great at Tinder. Well, it comes from about a year ago, pretty much exactly a year ago, I was sent to go and live in a psychiatric hospital because I had a mental breakdown. And during this mental breakdown, I wanted to try and think of something that I could do because I didn't know how to fix my mind. But something I could try and do was learn how to say all the presidents as quickly as possible in order. And so I gave it a go because this President Teddy Roosevelt said, black hair rarely sits behind a rider whose pace is fast enough. And what that meant is, to me, just do everything as fast as you can. So I tried to name them as fast as I could. This is the current record holder.
My name is Justin Landers, and I'm 11 years old, and I'm a record breaker.
He's a dick.
So 7.36 seconds. And the original record was 8.48, and I got 7.36.
Very good, nice job.
Oh yeah. Well, aren't you great? My dad could say, well done, nice job to me in theory. Weirdly, he doesn't think this is a nice job. So I thought, I'm really going to go at it. And what I did was, I did something very stupid, because my mind was in a very dark place. I thought the way that I need to try and say it really, really fast was to take cocaine. Admittedly, it's very much distracting from the main problem that my mind is falling apart. That I thought somehow that taking cocaine, in order to be able to say all of them really quickly, would fix me. As the stay in hospital reveals, it did not. Because I'm not the sort of chap that normally does cocaine. I'm the sort of person that uses the word chap. And there's not a lot of overlap there. For one day, that Venn diagram, they linked and it was just me there in the middle. With a picture of my face. Sat in there. And I thought, but even though I did cocaine, I still couldn't do it. So I thought, you know what? I need to just try really hard. And I followed the advice of this great president.
Never, ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, don't move.
So I got to the other side of that wall. What I did was, I just used a mnemonic. It's very simple. Next time you want to say all the presidents really quickly in order, if you can't remember them, you just remember Simple. The W at the end is the next president of the United States, Sheldon Whitehouse, who is currently the senator from Rhode Island. And if you don't believe me, his name is Whitehouse. It would be the White House. His human rights policy is awful, but the White House, come on! So if that mnemonic doesn't work, you can try this one. You just remember when Andrew Jackson mistook Mr. Andrew Johnson's Victorian hatred towards President Taft for President Bush. Jilted Grover, Cleveland, Mr. resides twice White House. Cleveland, he president twice. 85-93, just not for consecutive runs because Cleveland beat opponents twice to the White House. Simple, it's very simple. Very simple way of doing it. So this is me doing an attempt at it.
Yesterday, Sunday the 8th.
This is just something I did to prove that what day it happened on.
Washington has Jackson, Madison, Roosevelt, Jackson, Harrison, Taylor, Pearson, Kennedy, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Douglas, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy.
So I got it in one. Got it just straight away in one go. Part of the reason why I like presidents is because of the facts. There's some really great facts. So James Monroe was the only president with the capital city of a foreign country named after him, which is Monrovia, capital of Liberia. At least that's the case at the moment, because when my petition takes off, we will get London renamed after we could be the beginning of this movement right here in this comedy club in East Millard Fillmore. I love presidents too because of the conspiracy theories. So there's conspiracy theories about this one. A lot of conspiracy. Apparently, some people think that's not even his real name. JFK. We all know that JFK was killed in 1963 by Lee Harvey Oswald. Or that's what the government would have you believe. We all know in reality he was killed by Princess Diana. The signs are there. She wasn't even born when he died, so she has no alibi. Chester A. Arthur, this is a great conspiracy theory. He's actually 2D. He is a 2D human being. This picture of him, 2D, that's what he is. There's loads of us that believe in this. We're called Flat Arthurs. I love presidents too because of the presidential statistics, and I like to use Excel to analyse my presidents. I use Excel for all sorts of things though, not just for presidents, which should be Excel's motto. I've used it to make counterfeit money, see if you can spot the real one versus the fake one. You can also use it to work out whether the amount of time you spent on a joke is worth it, and the 9 hours it took to make that was not worth it. You can use it to find out if you're good at graphs, and I'm 85% good at graphs, so that's good. I've got this big fact sheet I made of all the presidents. Turns out this was freely available on the internet, but I made one anyway because I didn't realise that. I've made a little thing where I measure all of their occupations. Turns out most of them are lawyers. Most of them are lawyers. That's the big headline, most of them are lawyers. What would their names score in Scrabble as we go through time? Interesting. Although in reality, they're proper nouns, so that's what it should be. Have the presidents got sexier over time? Well, I subjectively ranked them in order of how sexy they are. And has there been much change over time? I don't know. Gerald Ford is, in my opinion, the sexiest president. He doesn't look like much here, but this is him. Oh, this is him back in the day. Oh, you can pardon my Nixon all night long. Does being sexy make you a good president? Well, I plotted the historical ranking of a president versus how sexy I think they are. And it turns out, yes, to a certain extent, being sexy makes you a good president. I should add that I think being a good president is really sexy. So there's a good chance that that is what has influenced that. But hey, there we go. So I also have analysed all the letters in their names and the frequency of every single letter in their name to try and get the perfect name for a president. I made all these graphs for what's the right number of letters to have for each letter in the alphabet. Again, not really worth it. We get this. I need to use these letters, but that's far too many. Far too many. So we rearrange and we get listofOklahomaAreaCodes.com. That is the ideal name for a president. And yes, that was available as a website, and yes, of course I bought it. Of course I made that website. Who do you take me for? There we go, listofOklahomaAreaCodes.com. It was only 99p, amazingly. So there we go. So that's going to be the next president of the United States of America. I got rid of some of the unnecessary duplicate letters, and we end up with these letters. These are the letters that we have to make the perfect name for a president from. And when we rearrange them, what we get is... just a little joke. No, what we get is the best name for a president is Alfonso the Wise. So next time you see Alfonso the Wise, vote for them because they're going to be a great president. I'm going to end by talking about my favourite of all the presidents, Teddy Roosevelt, because he inspired me to get over my depression, but he also just had some amazing quotes. There's one bad thing about him is that he did really like killing animals, which is not great, but I don't like to focus on the negatives with the presidents. I like to focus on the positives. So you've got great quotes like this, great quotes like this, great quotes like this. That's not so great. Like this. Oh, no.